jam-packed, loaded to the gills Cleveland Browns video for you guys. And boy, just when you thought things couldn't get crazier with the Cleveland Browns, one thing I've learned: never test the football gods. Because you say, oh, what else could go wrong? Ooh. Yeah, always something, right? Never a dull moment as a Browns fan. That's for sure. But yeah, I got a lot to talk about in this video, so I'm going to get right into it. Now, before I do, be sure as always to hit the like button, subscribe, and hit that bell so you know when I go live and post new videos, because of course the off season is just getting started and we haven't even hit free agency yet. You have the draft, not to mention the combine and pro days in between. Yeah, things are going to get crazy when it comes to Browns news over the next couple months, as of course the Browns have the number 2 overall pick. And at this point, I think we already know what the Browns are probably going to do at 2. But yeah, you never know. I mean, because we're talking about Andrew Berry here. Nobody knows what he's going to do. I'm pretty sure half the time he doesn't even know what he's going to do. But yeah, let's get right into the news. Starting off with the Browns going to London next year, as the Browns officially announced on their Twitter page, and I quote, London bound. We have been designated to host a 2025 regular season game at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, which is a brand spanking new stadium that was built a few years ago for the soccer team out in London, Tottenham Hotspur. So, it should be fun. It'll be interesting to see who we got to play. But yeah, this is a home game. Or should I say, home game for the Cleveland Browns next year. So I'm sure Browns fans will love to hear that there will be one less game at the Dog Pound in 2025. Instead, we get to go to London. Eat fish and chips for everybody. Never forget the last time we went to London, 2017. You want to feel something? Just look at that roster. I'm not going to because it'll make me want to throw up, but yeah. That game was the week after the Titans game, which is the game I went to. I filmed the intro for that game for the Browns. That was Joe Thomas's last ever game in the NFL. Yeah, I went to it. I was there. I saw Joe Thomas get hurt with my own 2 eyes. And I told myself, oh, he'll be back. It's nothing major. He'll be back. Yeah. He did not come back. Nope. He's doing like media stuff now. He's pretty good at that. Yeah. Yeah, the Browns will be in London playing one game. So that's cool. Whatever. Not going to say too much about it. Now, when I find out who we got to play, then I'll do a video talking about it and everything. But yeah, Browns are going to London, which means I get to do an early morning Browns stream, which is cool because then I don't have to wait all freaking day. Okay, that's cool, I guess. Now, remember, normally after you play in London, you get a bye week, but now you don't have to have a bye after London. So we'll see what the Browns do. They might go with a bye after London just so they can get their bearings and stuff, but who knows? I mean, if you go out there and whoop some ass, I mean, you'd want to keep playing, right? But yeah, okay, we'll see what happens. But yep, London it is. Awesome. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. All right, now we got another coaching interview going down for our vacant offensive coordinator position, as Daniel Waifusi hit us with the details on Twitter, and I quote, the Browns are interviewing Falcons tight end coach Kevin Koger for their OC vacancy, source confirms multiple reports. Koger, a native of Toledo, just completed his first season in Atlanta after 3 seasons as the Chargers tight end coach. Also spent time as a quality control coach in Green Bay. This is important right here. No OC experience. And you'd think Kevin would want a experienced OC kind of guy, right? A guy who's designed and ran an offense before. I don't know if he's going to want a first-time offensive coordinator. Now, of course, we already know um, whoever the new OC is will not be calling plays. So, I mean, would it really matter if he's a first-timer? I don't know. But yeah, looking at Coger's resume, he started off in high school with Saline High School. I believe that's in Michigan in 2012 as their tight ends coach. Then he made the jump to college with the team up north in 2013 to 2014 as a grad assistant. Then he went to Tennessee, Knoxville, Volunteers. By the way, Jimmy Haslam's a booster for the Vols, in case I haven't mentioned that already. But yeah, he went to Tennessee to be a grad assistant with the Vols in 2015. Then he went to Eastern Kentucky from 2016 to 2018 as a wide receivers coach and special teams coordinator. Then he made the jump to the NFL with the Packers, of course, as Daniel mentioned in his tweet, as the offensive quality control coach. And then, of course, he went to the Chargers for 3 seasons to be their tight ends coach. And then this past season, he was with the Falcons as their tight ends coach. So, yeah, no OC experience at any level. I think immediately this puts him probably down at the bottom of the list, just based off the fact that he has no experience, calling or running an offense or designing an offense. So we'll see what Kevin wants. But I mean, if he's down with a first timer, I mean, I think Kevin could be an option, but I don't know. We'll see. All right, now moving on to more coaching staff news. As Ian Rappaport tweeted this out, and a lot of Browns fans are celebrating on Twitter. Yeah, I'll tell you one thing. Browns fans on Twitter are they're a different breed. No pun intended. Because, the Browns mascot is a dog. Yeah, this fan base is something else, I swear to God. But yeah, Ian Rappaport tweeted out, and I quote, Browns assistant coach Kelly Brownson is leaving the Browns to join USA Football, the organization responsible for selecting, leading, and training the USA's national flag football team. Brownson will lead operations for the teams that will represent the country in the LA 28 games. Now, am I going to celebrate her leaving? Yeah, because let's be honest, she wasn't a good coach. No, no. Not to mention the whole DUI thing, right? It's not because she's a woman. Yes, believe it or not, she's a woman. How many people first saw her and thought, wait, is that is that a girl or a man? It's like that's a woman. Yeah, I'm gonna have the freaking people, who's coming in the comments yelling at me. I can already tell. But yeah, she was not a very good coach. It has nothing to do with gender. She's just not a good coach. So we'll see what else happens with the coaching staff. I'm sure there could be other changes too, especially as some of these other candidates maybe open up. But we'll see what happens. I could honestly see Chad O'Shea getting let go too. Because let's be honest here, aside from Amari and Jerry Jeudy, what other Browns receiver recently has really done anything? Right? I was really looking forward to, Cedric Tillman, but concussion. Boom, right? He hasn't played in a long time, so hopefully he comes back and he can at least be a good contributor. But yeah, our receivers coaches were just very underwhelming, underachieving. Yeah. So let me know what you think about that. Right, Brownson going to lead the USA flag football team. Awesome. Wish her luck there. And then we got some news about the draft, as Adam Schefter tweeted this out, and I quote, Penn State consensus All-American defensive end Abdul Carter has entered the 2025 NFL draft and hired Drew Rosenhaus, Robert Bailey, and Jason Rosenhaus to represent him. I expect Abdul will be one of the top picks of this draft and a future All-Pro, Drew Rosenhaus said. And speaking of All-Pros, Myles Garrett was officially named a first-team All-Pro today, so does that. The only Browns player to be named an All-Pro. Denzel Ward snubbed. Maybe Jerry Judy too, but yeah, that's cool. But yeah, Abdul Carter. Would I take him at 2 if I was the Browns? Right now, I don't know if you can justify it. Now, if Abdul Carter goes out and kills it at the combine and at his pro day, if he does either one, because he might just let the film speak for itself and not do any of that stuff, wouldn't surprise me. But if he does the combine and his pro day and he absolutely kills it, I mean, you could justify taking him at 2. But honestly, you could trade down, get a few more picks for the year after, and then get Abdul. Take advantage of the market for a quarterback, drop down a few spots, get Abdul Carter, and just watch Miles and Abdul wreak havoc for the next couple years. And let Miles mold Abdul into the freak that Miles was. And then Miles retires as a Brown, and Abdul just takes his freaking powers and absorbs them and becomes some freaking superhuman psychopath. Ah! Oh man, but yeah, I would definitely love Abdul Carter on the Browns, but I don't know. Depends on what they want to do at number 2, because they could go quarterback and they could go Travis Hunter. Can't go wrong with either one. So we'll see what they do. But yeah, Abdul Carter declared for the draft, as expected. And then, just as I was starting to film this video, got more breaking news. About Deshaun Watson. I believe I talked about it previously that he had a setback. Well, we now know what that setback was. And Ian Rappaport broke the news on Twitter, and I quote, sources, Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson ruptured his Achilles again. Further testing showed, and he had another surgery on Thursday to repair it. Less than 3 months after the original tear, it happened again. Watson faces a longer road back, and now he could miss all of 2025. So there you go. I think we know what they're going to do at 2 now, right? Now to follow that up, Jason at Over the Cap actually tweeted this out a few days ago, talking about Deshaun Watson's insurance policy, as he tweeted this out, and I quote, the Browns have $44.3 million of Watson's 2025 salary insured for injuries, so there is some major financial relief available if he cannot play due to the Achilles injury suffered this year. Well, he just tore it up again. I think I saw that he hurt it rolling his ankle. You clumsy oaf. Damn. Oh, he rolled his ankle. Right, okay. Uh-huh. Did he do it filming one of them TikToks? But yeah, most likely he probably won't play in 2025, so the Browns are definitely 100% cashing out on that $44 million for 2026. That's what'll happen. The money will go towards their 2026 cap, so they'll get $44 million of free money. Then they're gonna kick freaking Deshaun Watson down the freaking road. Say, get out of here, sicko. And then finally, this little piece from Diana Rossini came out, and this is what Diana said on Twitter, and I quote, the Cleveland Browns have always been focused on bringing in another quarterback despite this recent setback to their franchise quarterback. Franchise quarterback? I mean, they're always going to draft one, most likely, at some point, and they're probably going to sign one. Well, now with Deshaun being out long term, probably the entire year, they could easily sign 2. And I think we already know one that's probably going to come up immediately, especially if they hire Clint Kubiak, who hasn't been interviewed yet, mind you. But if they hire Clint Kubiak or someone like that to be the OC, Kirk Cousins immediately comes up. Money! Well, the thing is, if the Falcons cut him, which is what is expected, the Falcons will be paying the majority of his contract. So he'll be coming in possibly on a vet minimum kind of contract. Just like what Russell Wilson was when he left the Broncos. That's why the Steelers got him so damn cheap. Maybe the same thing could happen with us and Kirk. And then they maybe go draft a quarterback, whether it's at 2 or later on. Thing is, though, if you draft a quarterback at 2, you get that 5th year option. I mean, they could draft somebody else at 2 and then jump back into the first round to get a quarterback. But I don't know what they're going to do. Guess we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, the weeks getting closer to the draft, like the weeks like leading up, like I'll say like the late February into March and April, getting into the combine and stuff, that's when stuff's really going to pick up about the Browns and their quarterback situation for sure. Yeah, we'll see what else the Browns do. And one thing I've learned as a Browns fan is there's never truly a dull moment. Something new always comes out. You can't really ask the football gods what's next because they'll answer you with something like what just happened. Right? What else could go wrong? Oh, your quarterback tore his freaking Achilles. Boom, you heard is the Browns fan base freaking celebrating and popping bottles about, regarding Deshaun Watson hurting himself again. I talked about this fan base being a bunch of sickos. There's Browns fans celebrating this. They're throwing a parade, popping bottles like they just won something big. Did they have to freaking make that trade? And for those wondering, I'm pretty sure it was an ownership thing. I don't think Andrew Berry and them really wanted to make the trade, but Jimmy Haslam kind of forced the hand. Jimmy Haslam brought in the convoy of Brinks trucks and backed them up to Deshaun Watson's door because Deshaun originally told the Browns no. And of course, Jimmy's like, I'm not going to take no for an answer. No, you're going to be a Brown, buddy. So yeah, that's all I got for this one, guys. Hope you all enjoyed this video. If you made it this far, tell me in the comments, who would you want the Browns to take at 2? And what do you think the Browns QB situation will look like in 2025? I'm saying I think they'll draft a quarterback and probably sign 1 or 2 of them. We'll see what they do. So with that being said, I'm Crazy Dog. Let's go Browns. Be sure as always to hit the like button, subscribe, and hit that bell. As of course, we're just getting started in the off season and things are going to really get crazy here as we get closer to free agency in the draft. So you're going to want to be subbed. You're going to want to have notifications turned on and stuff. So you know when I go live to talk about this stuff. And if something happens, I'll have a video for it. You know how I do. So with that being said, I'm Crazy Dog. Let's go Browns. And I'll see you guys later. I'll be live tonight for Ohio State, Texas. So I hope to see you guys there. Bye-bye.